Hey guys, and welcome back to Deku Tarot and to your daily tarot reading for Tuesday, the 14th of, I almost said December, of January 2020. I don't know why I keep getting stuck on the December 2019 thing, so I apologize. I realized that in almost all of my January videos, I was saying December for the dates, so I hope you guys all realize that I meant January. I do apologize for that. I wrote it down as December, but on the top I wrote January 2020. Great stuff, right? So today we're going to continue actually using the Ethereal Visions deck for the read, and we're also going to use the Tarot Muka deck. If you haven't already, do check out your monthlies. Do check out the 2020 reads. I'm working on finishing them up. I think I only have a couple left to go now. Just finished up Scorpio. So keep an eye out for those. And if you guys haven't, do make sure to subscribe to the channel. Do make sure to hit that wiggly bell. It'll notify you whenever I go live or post a video. And do remember to like, okay? And I always like seeing your comments below, all right? Because these dailies can get pretty interesting sometimes. So I'm like, who the heck's energy we picking up on? So we're going to use the Matt Hughes Ethereal Visions deck. I highly recommend checking him out on Instagram. He is making a Dracula deck. He also has an illuminated Frankenstein deck. Amazing. Today the moon is in its third quarter and in Virgo. The color to wear, it says on my in my little Llewellyn's Witches Everyday Date book here, it says the color is black. And that tarragon improves compassion and aids in healing from abuse. Strange little message, but I guess we'll take it. All right, so let's get on with this and see what's coming up today. Yesterday's reading was pretty strange, pretty intense, a little bit weird. You just put that down. Oh, there it goes on the floor. If I remember correctly, it was like a lot of major arcana. Oh, okay. Oh, you know it's going to be one of those days again when things are big. They big. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, okay. I kind of have to take you, don't I? I saw you, so you're out. All right. Let me just pull some actually, let's just talk about this first. We do have some unsatisfying issues here that are coming up. Juggling the unsatisfying in our life and finding reasons to keep something that doesn't really bring home the bacon. I don't know why I always say that. I don't even eat bacon, but it's become a saying of mine, I feel. I have certain sayings that I'm sure, if you guys notice them, put them in the comments below so I can become more aware of my strange sayings if you've noticed them. I know a couple of them that I accidentally say a lot and people point out to me. Bring home the bacon is one of them for sure. But 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. What are we juggling here that doesn't really feel like it's working out? I mean, he's looking at these and he's saying, was this worth it? And it does seem like, you know, they're growing, they're there, but they're not yet at the time to be harvested. It's not working out the way you wanted it to, and it hasn't really been all that satisfying. And I want to pull a couple clarifiers there with the Tarot Muka. That's what I thought. You can't really misinterpret that message. Oh boy, 3 of Swords and 10 of Cups. Something that you love dearly has hurt you. You might have lost, you know, maybe you guys have left a work situation because it's been unsatisfying, or you're juggling with the unsatisfied feelings, you know, of success unfulfilled, and a romantic, or definitely it feels like in a career situation. something hasn't worked out, you know, or maybe somebody has stabbed you in the back, hurt you, and you had to leave something. I feel what you're missing most is that 10 of Cups here, the love, the feeling. And if it is a love situation, it's what keeps you from... It's what keeps you... from this stuff. 10 of Swords reversed and Death. Pulling out, ending a situation and pulling out the swords. And yeah, they're in different placements in this. But today, the energy just feels, you know, sometimes just the way I pull out the cards isn't always the way that they're meant to be interpreted. Spirit has me jump from one to the other sometimes. And it's one of those days where there's a lot of little things at play that lead to something pretty big here. Death. We're ending something. And it might not feel all that great. As you can see, she's got her head in her hands there. Can't even see her face. And the Death is right there saying, you know, here I am. Like, here I am. What's up? And you thought you could get away from me, but you really can't. Situation has to be ended. We have to let one thing go that wasn't satisfying and replace it with what is. Because the juggling has been going on too long and it's starting to... or it has become too much. The Emperor and the 10 of Swords reversed, though, is what we need to access on this day. Taking authority over the situation, taking control, showing, you know, who's boss in this, showing your feelings, your mentality, what's really going on here. Today, it feels like things are in a clearer way. And maybe it's been in the eclipses, maybe now that we're in this newer energy of seeing these things come to light, of being able to really clear out the old and usher in energy for the new. We're ready to finally start pulling out each one of these swords. And that can be very painful. And if you've noticed, as always, that's one of the reasons why I laughed when I saw both of these. There are 2 10s in this reading. I don't know, I'm just one of those readers that gets 2 10s in it. If you get 1 10, there's always going to be another 10 somewhere. And interestingly enough, right in the center, and I haven't even mentioned it yet, is your overall energy of the world. Another, well, it's 21, but it always feels to me like it's a variation of almost like a 10. I know it's not, but it does feel that sense of completion. That, you know, we can see that arch here, and both of these cards, whether they're positive or not, have a sense of arching. Oh, no, this one was reversed. This one's upright, thank God, right? But I mean, next to that 3 of Swords, how has this situation hurt you? A situation that you once loved, a person that you love. How has it hurt you, and what will you do with this now? What are you going to choose in this situation? And there has been a sense of completion here. A great sense of completion, but you have to be willing to close it all out, to really look at what isn't satisfying and why it hurts to pull those swords out, why you've been juggling this and waiting for it to become something that it doesn't really seem like it's becoming, is it? I guess we'll take that because it flung itself right out of the center of the deck. Strength, perseverance, strength, needing to overcome the baser desires to live a more, you know, a more morally strong life. And for some of you, I don't know why I'm getting that kind of sense, but the card of Strength has you facing some fears here and or at least not being afraid of wherever this is going to take you right now. You don't have fear of the outcome. You don't have fear of where this is all going. And it's need to be gentle with yourself too at this time. You might want to get upset with yourself for sticking in something or allowing something to happen to you. You might try to shame and give yourself guilt over this, but the Strength is overcoming it now and seeing, wow, exactly what you needed to see. 8 of Wands, communication. This could involve a lot of communication, but once you kind of close this out, it's like the energy kind of rushes forward. You can quickly and strongly push on, push through this. Wow. And you couldn't even make this up. We get the Lovers about this. Again, like I said, without getting a card of the choice yet, we did have that 2 of Pentacles, which to me alluded to some type of juggling, a situation that we have to really look at why we're not satisfied. at what brings the Three Swords and what brings the Ten of Cups and why we were juggling this stuff in the first place. The Lovers says there's a choice here. And yeah, the Lovers is a wonderful card in terms of love and all that other stuff as well, but the Lovers is most importantly the choice and the conflict between our different attractions. There's also a lot of beauty, a lot of inner harmony, a lot of love, a lot of happiness with the Lovers. So we kind of have to go by that, but we also have to look at these choices in a very real perspective, in a strengthened perspective. Whatever happens, comes in, or whatever we're wrestling, grappling with, and finally coming to an understanding with, it definitely feels like it has a lot to do with the reading yesterday, where we had some uncomfortable things to look at, and we're gonna if we've been feeling powerless, it's going to bring about these conflicts within us here for our independence versus, you know, our desire for independence, freedom versus, you know, our ambitions, and resentment can come up here. And I think that some of us might be realizing what has been holding us back, and I do believe that came up yesterday. Efforts to make changes feel like they're difficult to work through because they require a lot of strength. But you've got this, okay? Wow, let's pull some oracles because this has been a couple days of insanely deep messages. I'm really drawn to go back to the Lynn V. Andrews and the Halloween Oracle. So let's check them both out. The Power deck here, the cards of wisdom. I don't know why I always pull out the book because I never actually use the book. Today, January 14th, 2020. Oh. You guys are going to laugh when you see this picture. Balance is the card, and there's the world right in the center of it, right just like in the center of your reading. And yesterday, there's a big eagle here. Yesterday, I had a crazy time with hawks. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save that for the end, but I have a crazy hawk story. The structure of your daily spiritual life must be built on a strong foundation in the physical world. Like a pillar of selected shaman stones balanced carefully one on another. Take care of your body through diet and exercise. Express your strength in acts of power and bring greater awareness to the exchange of money. Protect and nourish your family and express your integrity by bringing balance into society and nature. Then you will be prepared in the physical for higher spiritual learning. Your being is like a spirit lodge, the foundation of which is rooted in physical manifestation, strong against the storms, along the trail to higher consciousness. To take power, make your spirit available. Take your power and bring your physical and spiritual natures into balance. You got to bring your own physical and spiritual natures into balance and look at how you've been building up the life around you. Again, with those 2 and 7 of Pentacles, you've been juggling a foundation that doesn't feel like it's giving you at all what you deserve and what you want. Let's pull a Halloween Oracle. Ooh, okay. These readings have been like call out posts since this eclipse. My God. All right. Ghost, regret. So, should the ghost come gliding into your life during divination, it may indicate that you have some regrets to let go of. Holding grudges or regrets is burdensome work and it weighs us down eventually. By taking actions to free ourselves of these old burdens, we clear the way for more rightful and wise action for the future. We can begin to live again fully if we let go of what was and step into new possibilities. I'm going to let that one just mic drop. Just mic drop it. All right, so my little story about hawks, though, yesterday. I was outside reading by the pool after getting a bunch of work done, and we let the little dog out with us, and he's a little Shih Tzu, and he doesn't see very well, and he's getting older, so he's not all there most of the time. He was just hanging out on the porch, and I heard a commotion, looked over, and there was a hawk inside of our covered and screened-in porch area, which we have some things, like, you know, blown out of, but how did he get there? I don't know, but he was in there trying to get... He swooped right over the dog, and I thankfully was like, what's going on? And the dog was fine and everything, but then those hawks just like hung, there was like 2 or 3 of them, and they hung around, and they were like diving over the house and just screaming for like an hour. It was so strange. It was so crazy. I've looked up kind of the spiritual meaning and message of hawks because it's been really weird. That was just really weird. And I was reading a particular part in a book, and it just all Ooh, it felt really strange. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments below about hawks. Maybe it was just a freak incident, but it was really strange. And in general, it was a funny, strange experience. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all of your support. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you have checked out your daily, sorry, not your dailies, your monthlies, as well as your yearly readings. Do make sure to subscribe. Do make sure to share the video if you enjoyed it. I do appreciate that. Check me out over on Instagram. And if you want to book a private reading, that information is always right below this video in the description box. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.